AI just pulled off a wild one, y'all. We're talking about a bumpy GPT-5 launch, a jailbreak claim in under 24 hours, Sam Altman calling today's kids AI native, and Google quietly rolling out deep think reasoning mode. Stick with me because it's all connected and you don't want to miss a beat. All right. What's up, y'all? It's Anthony Applewhite, and welcome back to Applewhite Intel, where we make AI easy and fun, no jargon, just vibes and facts that you can actually use. And real quick, a lot of y'all watch and forget to subscribe, okay? It really means a lot, y'all, and it helps get us in front of more people who need to stay ahead, okay? So if you learn something, hit that subscribe button, like, and share. All right, let's get into it. First up, GPT-5. All right, so OpenAI launched it with that big promise, which was it's like working with a team of PhD level experts, right? But the rollout hit some snags. Users reported weird mistakes, bad math, odd geography, and logic glitches that make GPT-4 or that GPT-4 didn't make, okay? It's like trusting your trusty old calculator and realizing the display went wonky just after the upgrade, right? OpenAI jumped in fast, saying, "We hear you," and pushed updates within hours. It's a reminder that, even in AI, day one glitches are part of the glow up process, all right? It's powerful, but let's not pretend that everything, will work out perfectly right out the box, okay? That's just reality when you build at this scale, Now, here's where it gets juicy. A group called Neural Trust says they jailbroke GPT-5 in under 24 hours. They use something called the echo chamber method and narrative prompts to bypass safety filters. If that sounds scary, it is. Imagine a fortress wall that someone found a secret passage through overnight, okay? OpenAI will patch it, sure, but it shows how quickly bad actors will test the limits. For builders and startups, logging prompts, tracking output, and having a rollback plan isn't optional. It's emergency prep, okay? For real, y'all make sure y'all got that. But while the world tested those limits, Sam Altman dropped a bomb, or more like a peaceful nuke, okay? He said kids born today are AI native. That means that they'll never know a world without AI. No calculator moment. They'll just expect AI to be part of how they think. And even wilder, he said we should be more worried about older folks struggling to adapt than worried about Gen Z, right? He called Gen Z the luckiest generation because AI is a launch pad, not a threat. That turns the usual narrative upside down. See, AI isn't displacing them, it's empowering them. Parents, policymakers, educators, it changes how you prepare kids for school and for work. Yet, there's a flip side. Altman also warned that people in fragile mental states can misuse AI, and that OpenAI doesn't want its systems reinforcing delusion or self-harm. That means they're deliberately designing models to refuse in certain cases, okay? It may annoy some power users today, but it's part of a long-term responsibility. If a kid or an adult says something dangerous and the AI confirms it, that's a liability. These refusal layers are the AI safety seatbelts we need. Maybe not flashy, but potentially life-saving, Before we shift gears here, just want y'all to know that I'm launching a private AI and business community on Skool. My first founding members get a super discount. Inside, I'll share, daily AI news, business playbooks, tool updates, beginner-friendly AI courses, book recommendations, prompt packs, and more. So if you want real, no-fluff knowledge in a community that gets, that really, really understands this stuff, The link's in the description. Jump in now while, the pricing is where it is. All right. So while everyone's reaching to GPT-5, Google has been quietly pushing Gemini's deep think mode, right? Basically, the model thinks longer before answering. More reasoning time is like letting your brain marinate on a tough problem. The goal, fewer dumb mistakes and better coherence, right? In tests, it solved harder logic puzzles and it improved multi-step reasoning. So while OpenAI chases polish and power, Google leans into depth, right? It's a strategic split. One side bets on speed and flair, the other on accuracy and consistency. As a creator or a business, giving your AI thinking time could save you from a lot of headaches and costly corrections down the line. All right. One more vital angle, y'all. The legal side of AI is moving very fast. There are landmark fair use decisions and class action trackers updating almost daily. That matters if you scrape content, train models, or use AI for marketing. If rights holders push back, the rules could change overnight. So keep legal counsel in the loop and monitor those cases. You don't want compliance to be the thing that trips you up, right? Now, let's take a second and zoom everything out. What's the through line here? First, model launches don't mean done, okay? For every fancy demo, user feedback is the real test. Second, security isn't a checkbox. It's evolving defense, seriously. Third, culture is shifting. Raising AI native kids demands a different type of playbook for education and work. And fourth, deeper reasoning isn't optional. It's a competitive advantage, all right? Now, here's a quick action plan for you. Creators, always screenshot your prompts and AI outputs. Trust is your moat, okay? For startups and solopreneurs, build red team tests, track prompt logs, and enable slow thinking for mission critical tasks, right? For leaders and managers, draft a one-page AI use policy. Approve tools, do's and don'ts, data privacy, and escalation paths. All right, it's gonna save you. Trust me. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to Applewhite Intel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share this with a friend who needs to know what's coming. All right. And here's my question for you: if you had a PhD level AI co-pilot for one task this week, what would you have it do and why? Drop it in the comments. I'll read everyone. All right, peace, y'all. See y'all tomorrow.